So the NFL Top 100 has Joe Burrow on the list. Obviously, he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Nonetheless, though, who better to talk about Joe Burrow on his list than Patty Mahomes? Yup, Patrick Mahomes gave his opinion on Joe Burrow during his Top 100. I'm going to let it play and kind of give my thoughts and opinions afterwards.
He's like a stone cold killer, man. It doesn't matter who he's playing, he expects to win. People say that, but until you see people that have that mentality, then you really know. They'll have that team ready to win football games every year. Even though we beat them last time, they're still 3-1 against us. Many more, dog. Many more.
And I gotta give him props, in all honesty, because at the end of the day, between Burrow and Patrick, there's a lot of respect, and honestly, for this whole entire teams. I know I like to, knock on the Chiefs a lot, and the reason why is because their fans, in all honesty. Their fans on Twitter are very toxic, and social media very toxic. So I like to, kind of razzle them a bit. But overall-wise, the players of each team, the Bengals and the Chiefs, it's a rivalry, but it's more or less a respected rivalry. It's kind of like how the AFC North is, where when we get on the field, listen, we want to rip your heads off. But when it's not on the fields, it's a rivalry back and forth that we respect one another. And I got to give, Patrick props. And again, I always say it's like a 1A, 1B with Patrick and Joe Burrow because, listen, at the end of the day, the AFC is controlled by Burrow and Mahomes. That's period. Yes, Josh Allen's a great quarterback. Yes, Tua, if he's healthy, can be a great quarterback. But at the end of the day, if you're going to pick a Super Bowl favorite, it's either Mahomes or Burrow. And that's the end. That's the plain and simple. And that even goes for the NFC. I mean, Burrow, Mahomes, they're the best quarterback in the NFL for a reason. I always say it's really a drop-off. You go Burrow, Mahomes, and then you go Allen down here. It's completely a cliff when it comes to comparing the third quarterback to the second quarterback. And I do like how he says, he's a stone cold killer. He is. You watch his demeanor, and you're never going to see Burrow go out there and, be a in-your-face type of guy. We actually heard recently, Hayden Hurst came out and said that. He said that Bryce Young is a lot like Burrow. I don't agree with that. But anyway, though, he said in the aspect of he's not in-your-face type of guy. He's not going to be in your face screaming at you or yelling at you. And those type of guys, as he said, you don't want to disappoint because those are the type of guys that you want to work hard for, right? You have a guy who, goes out there and he's kind of a tool bag and he's screaming at you, yelling at you, and you're like, come on, man, you threw a bad pass. But you can't say anything because he's your quarterback. You don't respect those type of guys. Guys like Burrow, you respect because when they don't yell at you and they just kind of expect you to do good and, you can tell they're disappointed, but they're not really telling you that, those are the type of moments where you're like, I got to do better. I got to do better for me. I got to do better for the team. And it's a leader. That's a leader mentality. A leader isn't a guy who goes up and screams in your face every single 10 seconds whenever something goes wrong. A leader says, you know what? I'm going to do better here. I should have thrown it here. I should have did this. They take, accountability for what they did wrong, but then they also expect the other players to do the same, and a lot of times their players do the same because of them. And I will say, to Mahomes' credit, he is also a leader, a very good leader. And again, that's why you have the best quarterbacks in the NFL being Mahomes and Burrow. Sorry, Burrow and Mahomes. So with that being said, I got to give him props, and listen, Joe started it. If you remember Joe, around a month ago, they asked him who the best quarterback in the NFL was, and he said it's Patrick. He said until someone has a better season than Pat, then it's going to be Pat right now. And this season, hopefully we can see, Burrow have a better season than Mahomes. And we got to finish it off with a Super Bowl win. We got to finish it off with, an MVP award. And we're going to see how this ends up going. Obviously, we're going to have a little setback starting off the season with everything going on with Burrow's injury. But you know what? It is what it is. As Jamar Chase said, we have a bigger picture, right? This is a bigger picture. At the end of the day, yeah, regular season is nice, but being healthy for the postseason, getting it done in the postseason, and making sure everything ends correctly is all that matters. Last season in the championship, as he says, yes, they did beat us, and we are 3-1 against them, and a lot of that reason was because our offensive line was hurt. So with that being said, this year we're not going to have that problem. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. Remember, Friday is when it all starts. I will be live on Friday for the preseason game opener between the Packers and the Bengals. But to that, again, shout out to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs for being very respectful there. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.